Clearly there will come a time when you've completed your project, and when I'm talking about a project, I might very well only be talking about a short sequence, or conversely, I could be talking about a full-length feature film. But as I say, there will come a time when you are complete, and it's at this stage that you'll be needing to make some decisions about your output, i.e. what is your output format? Are you sending out to DVD? Are you sending out to Blu-ray? Are you sending out to a Flash project, MP4 for YouTube, or whatever? Well, pretty much whatever decision you do make will follow along the same procedure. Now I know in our case, whilst we've been working through these short examples, we haven't really produced a full-length film. Instead, I thought it preferable to show you how we do things using short sequences, sometimes only one clip. So what I'll do now is I'll go through the process, albeit with a short sequence. I'll go through the process of creating an output format. First of all, I'll send some of these clips to our timeline. I'll grab a few, left click, seeing as they're all selected, and then drag and drop over onto my timeline, onto video track 1, with the embedded audio on audio track 1. Okay, now these are only short clips, so I'm going to have to zoom in and out a little bit until I can see them all, although it's not really necessary to see them all for what we're about to do. Okay. Now I'm just going to re-engage our visibility. It's still switched off from previous tutorials. And then now you would imagine my process to be very simple. You would think it's no more difficult than coming up to File and then running down to Export. Now at this screen resolution, I appreciate you can't see everything. Part of the text is flying to the left off our screen, but nearly towards the bottom, then you'll see an export option. The trouble is, if I roll down to it and then try and fly out to the right, well, you'll see that most of my options are greyed out. Now that's not because you can't use any of these options, we can. It's just that we need to do another step first of all. And that step is no more difficult than having your sequence selected. And we do that by clicking in the sequence panel over here. Okay, I'm only bringing this up because it does catch a few people out. So let's come over here and select this panel, and we know it's selected, don't we, because we get the orange border all the way around it. Consequently now, when I run up to File and then down to Export, I get these options to the right, allowing me to send this out, this sequence, and render it as a new media piece. And we'll get to choose what I mean by that a little bit later, but do notice also there are some other options here that you can choose from. Now I'm not sure if you know what EDL is, but essentially it's a way of you deciding what your decisions are going to be, EDL standing for Edit Decision List. If you choose this option, well, exporting an EDL allows you to transfer your offline editing decisions to an online editing controller. Okay, now that's not something we're going to deal with in this Getting Started course, but notice also we've got another option underneath, OMF, and these final two options down at the bottom, allowing you to send your material out to Apple-based programs, such as Final Cut Pro. Okay, so that's an introduction then to exporting. All you would need to do is choose your output. I'm going to go for media, and once I do select it, then this export settings user interface will open up, allowing me to make many more decisions on how I want my exported sequence to look, in terms of what format to use. Right, I'll leave it here and we'll pick up again in the following tutorial where we'll look at all the different options available within here.